All right, we're live.
How you going?
Episode two, season two, episode five.
Season 3, episode 5.
Okay,
Season 7, episode 2.
got it. All right, whatever. Joshua
We're here.
Khoury, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you. It's an honor to have you on. Been watching your stuff behind the scenes for a number of years.
Yeah.
But let's jump straight into it. Let's take us back as far as you can remember, Joshua. Growing up in the Khoury family, let's say you're 4 years old. What do you remember as a young kid?
Oh, 4-year-old Josh. Backyard, tackle footy with my brother on the concrete. Little house in Bankstown, punch bowl. Life. That was just everything, I think, back then. Yeah.
Can I just add, you give me Aussie vibes, man.
Really?
You got the Khoury, the Lebanese, obviously the background.
Yeah, no, full Lebanese background.
Full Lebanese.
Yeah. I went to school in Ryde High School, so I was sort of
they also
Australianized once I
Little
sort
bit.
of moved up that way. So yeah.
There you go. But okay. So you remember you grew up Bankstown siblings? Yeah.
Yeah, I got an older brother and a younger brother.
Older brother, younger brother.
Yeah.
Awesome. Your parents hardworking. What was
Yeah.
going on? What would they do?
Dad, builder, very hard worker. I'm just always working. He works all over Sydney in construction. Mum was predominantly stay-at-home mum once we sort of came along, but before us, she was a dressmaker, seamstress, all that sort of thing. So design side of things.
There you go. 3 boys running around.
3 boys, yeah.
Now, actually, let's take us back a little bit further. Your dad born in Lebanon?
Both my parents were actually born here in Australia.
Okay.
I think they were both the first of their siblings, so they're both one of 7.
Okay.
I think they were both the first, if not second, of their siblings born here.
Okay.
Yeah, so my grandmothers, so my mum's mum, dad's mum, came on the same boat from Lebanon across to Sydney. Didn't meet again until my parents got engaged and whatnot. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It must have been one of the first Lebanese fleet coming in. That's a long time
Yeah,
ago.
it would have been 60s, late 60s maybe.
Late 60s.
Probably mid to late 60s.
And again, that was your grandparents?
That was my grandparents, yeah, with
Wow.
probably 2 or 3 kids each, yeah, at the time.
On the boat.
On the boat, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
For the Lebanese viewers, what part of Lebanon?
Sibel. So it's Zgharta region. I went last year, so I'm trying to familiarize myself with it as much as I can. We'd never gone growing up. Last year was the first time actually my whole family, mum, dad, brothers, first time my grandmother had gone back as well. We all sort of went up together. Yeah, really nice. It's a shame sort of what's obviously happening over there at the moment, but loved it last year, so really cool.
And that was last year you went?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your grandparents came over from Lebanon, 3 kids, and what did your grandparents do?
My grandfather, so my dad's dad was a builder. To be honest, a lot of my grandparents passed away when I was quite young, so I didn't have as much of a relationship as I probably wish I did. Like now as a sort of adult, I look back and I'm like, I wish I knew more about them, their lives, what they did, all that sort of stuff. I think as I'm sort of getting older, going to Lebanon last year was it was a cool experience, but I sort of wanted to know more, like where they grew up, where they came from, understand the culture a bit more, you know what I mean? So my grandmother is the only one still with us at the moment, so my mum's mum.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, there you go. So, okay, so we've got a young Joshua, 5 years old, out in Bankstown. Where'd you go to school?
I actually went to Christian Brothers in Lewisham first in year 5, 6, and 7. And then I moved up to Holy Cross in Ryde from year 8 onwards.
Okay, and when you were a young kid, you're in kindergarten. Were you the popular kid?
Oh, I think, yeah, I wasn't like unpopular. I think with growing up, playing a lot of sport, being like semi good, decent at a lot of different sports and everything helps with that. So And then had a lot of my cousins in my year group and all that. So we sort of, were quite popular. Sort of always found it easy to make friends and whatnot as well. So yeah, I'd say so. Like I wouldn't say I wasn't popular, but yeah.
And so, what do you remember as a young kid? Was it your dad working 7 days a week? Was he 5 day a week? Your mum always home? What do you remember?
So dad would work 5-6 days. I think like in construction, they usually work Saturdays as well, especially if they're pushing like a big job. Yeah, so dad would work, every day, Saturdays as well. And Sundays he was our footy coach, so Sundays were with dad and mum was the manager and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it was always very busy, go between different sports. We played soccer growing up, we played footy, we played touch, all that sort of thing. So yeah.
And what footy team?
Sport?
Let me guess. Bulldogs
Where'd
or
I
St.
grow up?
George?
Bulldogs, come on, man.
Of course. Well, I was looking at the Lebanese side.
Yeah. Nah, definitely not St. George.
Good man, Bulldogs fan.
Yeah.
2025 is our year, by the way.
Yes.
Heads up.
Yes. I hope
Heads
so.
up. Who's the new forward they're about to sign out? And who's the new forward?
Would be nice from Newcastle.
There's one from the Titans they're looking at.
Yeah, if they let him go.
If they let him go.
Yeah.
Please, we
We'll
need
see.
some forwards. Okay, sorry, we're getting distracted.
No, I think we're good. next year.
I know one more forward.
Yeah, but Gus is looking at 26 anyway. So.
Can't wait that long.
I know. We need it now.
We're veering.
That's it.
Okay. What do you remember your mum as a young kid?
Oh, mum was just a superwoman, honestly. She just did everything. Like everything around the house, everything for us boys, just put up with us. Me and my brother were very full on. Our younger brother's 6 years younger than me.
Okay.
So there was a bit of a gap there. So a lot of the early years was just me and James, Ray, my older brother, and mum would just do everything, around the house for us, take us everywhere. Yeah. And then obviously dad, because he was working so much. Yeah, mum was the best. Still is. Love you, mum.
And how much older once again was your older brother?
So my older brother's 18 months older.
Yep.
And then my younger brother's, I think, 6 years younger than me. So
Done.
yeah.
Middle child.
Yeah.
In primary school, were you into academics at all?
Yeah, I was always quite good in school. Like I wasn't those kids that hated school or was like, didn't do well in school. I was always pretty good in school. Like I wasn't the smartest. I wouldn't do any like extensions or any of that sort of stuff, but I was always quite good in school. I sort of enjoyed it. So yeah.
Fair enough. Any little side hustles back in primary school?
Nah.
Bits and pieces?
Nah, none of that. Don't think so. Nah, just
sports,
sport, yeah. We used to do everything. We played everything. Played netball, played baseball, running, anything we could sort of...
What is it? Friday Mufti Day.
Yeah, anything we could get a day out of school for, I think, because it was me and all my cousins all in the same sort of year group, so we'd just... Whatever we could do, we'd, jump on it.
And a big family, lots of cousins?
Yeah, heaps. There's like 20 first cousins on either side, and now the next generation, our kids, and yeah, it's wild. It's mad.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so it sounds like a pretty, in that primary school stage, things are pretty normal.
Yeah.
Running a bit of a muck with your brothers and cousins
in
school.
Very much so.
Doing your homework.
Yeah, being a good boy. Mum made sure of that, I think.
Now what? You get to high school. What's going on?
Yeah, so I transitioned to Christian Brothers Lewisham from year 5 because they do that sort of early transition. So I was there 5, 6, and 7. What's going on? No, more or less the same, really. Like still trying to be good in school. I think that's when Mum sort of put her foot down a bit more on schooling and making sure that, like we're paying for a good education. Let's make sure we get that. She sort of instilled that in us. And then sport was always a big part of me and, my upbringing. Played rugby league as a sort of junior and tried to, get involved as much as I can with that side of things. And then wasn't until end of year 7, I moved across to Holy Cross in Ryde from year 8 onwards.
And why the move? You gone from Bankstown to Gladesville?
Yeah, so it was a sport-based decision. I was there on a football scholarship with the school.
Okay.
like a sporting scholarship with the school where they cover like a portion of the school fees for us to go play, I think, in the Balmain sort of system and all that sort of thing. So yeah, me and my brother both moved across. So I started there in year 8, he started there in year 9. And then just finished our schooling up there. So it was good. I really liked it there.
So moving to the Holy Cross, I mean, you see him with the blazers on. How was that whole new?
To be honest, the transition was pretty seamless. If anything, it's a little bit different it's very similar to Christian Brothers Lewisham, but it's I found it a little bit more casual at the time. You know what I mean? Like looking back now, it's probably more or less the same, but at Lewisham, like year 5 and 6, you're in the high socks and the, all that sort of formal primary school, and then moving to Holy Cross, especially like when you're going there for sport. I don't know if they still do that sort of thing, but especially because we were going there for sport, like that was a big focus of what, I wanted to do, as well as obviously academically. But yeah, I don't know, it was more or less the same. But
and going to Holy Cross, year 7, your father, is his business quite successful? How's that all going?
Dad's business had its ups and downs, I think, throughout the years, like a lot of construction businesses. I don't know. He was good at sort of like protecting us from what was going on. If there ever was, bad times and good times, like we sort of, never went without, always, always fine and everything. But yeah, I don't know too much about sort of what went on with business side of things, and you know what I mean. So yeah,
it's a noble thing, isn't it? When you've got an individual that he could have been going through a lot in the construction world, not to even mention it, even have that energy.
I know he did,
Yep.
but I know he never let that affect us and our house and all that sort of thing. You know what I mean? So he never let it come back home. Like I'm sure, made money on a lot of jobs, lost money on a lot of jobs. Like it's just the way it sort of works sometimes. Yeah, he sort of he was always good at putting up a wall, and, like everything at home was always, sunshine and rainbows, so they say.
Yeah. Cool. And year 7, year 8, what kind of subjects are you doing?
Trying to think. I think at that point, just the usual, really, like just the standard stuff. And then I think as it got a little bit older, I started doing, like I was always design tech, woodwork, loved woodwork, anything like construction, woodwork, design, loved all that sort of stuff. I never did the whole bio, or like I wasn't that, the not physio, what is it?
Biology,
PDHPE. I wasn't good at all that sort of stuff. I don't know. I never really done any of that, but it was always like the construction, design tech, food tech, woodwork, all that sort of stuff. I loved that sort of thing. So yeah.
Fair enough. So Holy Cross, what position are you playing back then in the rugby league?
Oh, I was a half hooker.
Half hooker, right?
Yeah.
And I mean,
little guy,
you're about the
really
same
little kid.
You're about the same age as there was a big influx of superstars coming through.
Yeah, we had a few.
Who'd you have?
So
in your years,
my year group, we had Luke Brooks, Mitchell Moses. We had a few that, like, heaps of really, really good players. I'm just trying to think who played first grade. Bradley Dietz played first grade for the Bulldogs a few years back.
Yeah.
Nathan Malone.
It's all the same year.
All the same
year.
You're
playing together.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Junior to Tola's older brother, he played for the Waratahs, I think it is. It was stacked school team, like properly stacked school team. Yeah, it was really, really good.
Well, I mean, playing with all those individuals, were you not dominating?
At the school level? Yeah, we were quite up there in terms of like schools. To like our school team was so stacked. Like, I barely even made the school team. Like once we got to seniors, because like some of those names I mentioned, like
Moses, was that?
Yeah, so you had like Mitchell playing half, Brooksy playing 5'8", Deeds playing hooker, like stacked school team. You know what I mean? So it was good. It was really good because they all sort of pushed everyone along. You know what I mean? And brought everyone sort of up with them. So it was good. Good school experience. It was always fun. We were always sort of at the top end of things. So yeah, it was good.
That's cool, man. And how was like Moses back then?
Yeah,
Back in school,
yeah,
you're
it's
7,
really
8,
cool.
9.
Yeah. It's just probably the same as what he is now. You know what I mean? Like he was always very confident, very loud, outspoken. No, it was cool. We were good friends, sort of growing up in school. Obviously, you know, when you play together, those sort of boys ought to sort of hang out together and that sort of thing. So yeah, it was good.
And any side hustles? Is it in making any money anywhere in high school?
In school, no, not really. To be honest,
No little cafe
I
jobs, no
was
little this.
I started working in hospitality when I was still in school, but I was probably in year 11. I would have started when I was year 11 or 12 when I was like 15. Started working just weekends, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, sort of thing. But yeah, nothing personally. So yeah, but that was always good fun. So
And where'd you work?
I was working at La Piazza in Bankstown Sports Club.
Okay.
Yeah, I was working there. So my brother started working there first, and then one weekend he just rang me. He's like, "Oh, can they asking if you can?" We used to go in for dinner all the time, when he was working there, and they obviously knew me, and they were like, "Can he come in and just give us a hand?" And the rest was history, I think. So I worked there for it would have been 3-4 years, just weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, from like 15 to about 18, I'd say. Yeah, loved it there. It was really good.
And it was just that one. Any other places?
Not while I was in school, no.
Fair enough.
Yeah, just there. That was good. Learned a lot from them, Mario and Aggie there. So,
Did you just do it for the money, or you bit of hospitality? Bit of fun?
like at the start, it was just I didn't really have much of a choice, right? Like it was, can you come in? But we're not really asking, we're telling you to come in. And the money was good. Like, you know, I obviously 15-year-old kid having a weekend job that pays you a couple $100 a night. It's, you know, it's mad. It's a bit of extra spending money. And
What was the hourly rate back then?
oh mate, I reckon I was probably getting max 15 an hour.
15 an hour, right?
Yeah. Like if I'm trying to, I don't even know, but I'm thinking max 15 an hour, I reckon.
It must break your heart.
Oh, looking back now compared to
Oh,
what we're paying people now, it's like
wages.
minimum's like double.
Yeah. What is it now for a barista?
I wouldn't have a clue. Like 30, maybe. Depends on levels. There's so many different. Yeah, it's hard to wrap my head around. I let my brother do with all that sort of thing.
So you were 11, 12. Obviously, you've got a big focus rugby league.
Yeah.
You're so what's going on in your head? Is it like you going for the NRL? Are you going for what's it looking like?
Yeah, like as a young kid, obviously you always dream and striving for that, and you know I'll be Sydney Lion if I was saying I didn't want to play NRL, like every young kid does, you know what I mean? And I definitely did, and it's definitely something I was striving towards, and yeah, that at the time that was like someone asked me, "What do you want to do with yourself?" That was it. That was the one main focus and goal and objective, and sort of as a young kid, I was always working hard towards that. Always wanted that, and yeah, it wasn't until we sort of leave school and shift out of that environment that you then forced to work, and you sort of open your eyes up to the world and life, and you know what you got to do. You got to make money. You got to get by. You got to provide and whatnot. That goal can sometimes shift. But yeah, I think at that time it was strictly playing in the NRL, I think.
All right. So you come out of school 18. What's your brother doing at that time?
At that time, James was managing the bar at La Piazza. I'm pretty sure he was working there full time. So he'd finished school the year before. And then he was there full time. And I think they had him like studying a hospitality certificate or something like that. So he was going deeper into hospitality and really enjoying that and loving that. And then I'd finished school. I was straight into football, like playing. I was playing, trying to think when I finished school, what I was doing. I was with the Dogs at the time, actually. Yeah.
Okay, so the Dogs, back then, what year was that?
Oh, 2012, I finished
10
school.
10 years ago, right?
Yeah. This was when
26. This is Ben Barber, is it?
this was like
Ooh.
that sort of era. And those guys, like, for me as a young kid,
Yeah.
you'd see them at Belmore or whatever, and you're just
Yeah.
frothing, right? Like,
That
they're the
year it was 216. Well, not
no, not
216.
26. I was there probably 2012, 2013.
Well, that was when we made the finals, wasn't it? Against the Storm.
Yeah, those
Josh
years.
Reynolds.
Yeah, all those guys. Yeah, so I was there playing. I was only playing SG ball, which is like under 18s at the time. So I played 1 year there, and then after that season, I signed with Souths and played a year under 20s at Souths, and that was the year that was 2014 when Souths won the comp there. So that was like
That's against the Dogs again.
that was against
That
the
was,
Dogs. Yeah,
when-
that was like a bittersweet. Like, you know, obviously I wanted Bulldogs to win because I'm a Bulldog supporter, and then you're in and around South Sydney system, and
Sam
you know,
Burgess should have been off. Come on.
mate.
How do you leave him on?
If that was now, different story. But that's the game. It is what it is.
Russell Crowe would have been happy.
One of those.
So, okay, well, playing under 20s for this
Yeah,
South
so I
Sydney,
was
that's big, man.
semi-professional, not full-time. So I was obviously, I'd go in, train in the morning. I was working, then started working at a cafe. I had to leave La Piazza because of the nighttime conflict. So I'd train in the morning. I'd go work at a cafe, Barber Scotty in North Stratfield.
Oh, yeah.
I was working with them there. That's when
There
I
you go.
started.
They've got it together there.
Yeah, so I started with them in the cafe side of things back in 2014.
Yeah.
So yeah, go training, go work at the cafe, go back to training, and it was just
Crazy.
rinse and repeat every day. It was. I look back now, I'm like, how did I do that?
Yeah.
Like, honestly,
But good times, right?
the best.
Yeah.
The best. Yeah.
So, I mean, semi-professional. Playing rugby league, like, aren't you mangled? Like when you're after sore, you're getting.
Like I look back now, I'm like, you would be right, but when you're so young and when you're in it, you don't, like, there's nothing else, right? It was that or nothing. So you're so deep in it, the training, the hours, the work, games, all that sort of stuff that, yeah, like I said, I look back now, I'm like, fuck, how'd you do that? Like, it was intense, like from 4:30 in the morning, get into Redfern, train, back to the cafe, work all day, back to training, train all night, home, sleep, go again. You know what I mean? Like, it is full on, but that's the path to get to sort of where you want to be. And yeah.
There you go. So, was Reynolds in the team back then?
Yeah, Reynolds.
Well, he was.
Reynolds would have been half.
Yeah.
Luke Khoury was 5'8".
That's right, Luke Khoury,
Appy, Isaac Luke. It was that.
Isaac
Greg
Luke,
Inglis.
what
Yeah,
an animal.
yeah, and same sort of thing. Like, you're walking around.
Greg Inglis.
You're walking around in Redfern and you see these guys, and it's like, it's mad. It's crazy.
But you're 20 years old too, and you're eyeing off. You're still eyeing off the NRL. I mean, it's all.
Yeah, so I would have been 19 at the time, so I was a year young when I played that first year. And then, so yeah, like, you're eyeing off an opportunity. Like, you know, I wanted to play first grade, but I was sort of, that's probably the point in my life where I was like, do I want to work? Do I want to pursue this dream? Do I want to, you know, like, what's more important? And I sort of had a bit of a rough year that year with injuries and being in and out of the team and whatnot. And then work was really good, and I was really loving working at the cafe and the atmosphere and the environment and everything, and obviously the money side of things. Like, I was on match payments, and when you're not paying, you don't get paid. So you go to work, you get paid for doing that. And at the time, like, I look back now and, you know, I wish I sort of put my head down a little bit more and just went all in on it. But
Yeah.
at the time, I sort of like kick stones a little bit, and, you know, like, why not in the team and all that sort of young mentality where it's like, am I good enough, not good enough sort of thing. And I sort of let it go at the back end of that year after a couple of injuries, and I was just like, you know, I don't want to do this anymore. And that was then at the end of that 2014, was during that off season. That's when the opportunity for the cafe came about, and that's when I sort of had to make that decision of, do I want to play rugby league and pursue that, or do I want to create this as a career and a path and have a dig there? So,
But back at Bar Biscotti,
Yeah.
is it the guys from the Bearded Bakers? Is
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
connection.
yeah,
And they understand hospitality.
yes, they are. They taught me so much when it comes to hospitality, but
Yeah.
how to be hospitable, how to treat
That
people,
is
how
another
to,
level.
yes, how to create experiences, and like welcoming people into your cafe as if it were your home. Like, it's not
Mm.
for them. It's not transactional. You know what I mean? It's a bigger picture. So they taught me a lot. I was there for, what would have been that whole year, like 9-10 months sort of thing, from
Yeah.
the beginning of that year till October, when I had to leave and we opened up the cafe in November.
There you go. And I mean that. So the bit of, there's a couple. Is there one or two of them in there? Is there?
So, it's a big family business. So I actually went to school with the nephew, Pierre.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, so I went to school with Pierre, so that's how the connection started. So I got the job at the cafe through Pierre. And then his uncles and mum sort of owned the business, Joey, Amir, and Mona. And then I think Joey was probably the one that was a lot more hands-on in terms of the day-to-day of the cafe. So I spent a lot more time with him and Pierre, whereas Amir would run the restaurant. They also had a restaurant in Croydon Park at the time, Shisha. And then Mona would look after a lot of the back-end side of things, the actual business side of things. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. That's a full on.
But definitely
Yeah.
learn a lot from the family and the dynamic of everything.
But with those boys, it's actually authentic. They're not putting on an act when they're running
Yeah.
around and they're jumping up and down, smiling.
That's them. That's 100%
That's them.
them.
That
Yeah.
is not an act. That is a relationship over
Yeah.
a transaction.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I can say this because I'm Greek, but Wogs get it.
Yeah. Their energy is infectious, and they know that, and they
Mm.
play to that strength, right?
Yes, and it's a big thing, making people feel special.
Yeah, 100%. Making people feel welcome and at home and experience, like having that experience. Like even still now to this day, you go to Barber Scotty or you go to one of their pop-up events and whatnot, and they know how to create that atmosphere and environment where you feel welcome and comfortable, and credit to them. That cafe they have there has been there for close to 20 years now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So,
and I mean it's not just the hospitality, the ambience that they've got. They've
also how they treat their people.
They've got the design, they've got the facilities, they've got the team, and
Yeah.
then they've got a great product too.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
of course.
they've got a story, don't they? Starts from the
Yeah,
grandma,
from the family. Yeah.
That whole thing. It's the full. It's like, how can you not succeed if
Yeah.
if you put that passion and pathos together?
100%.
Because you see many cafes right now, they're struggling. Truth is, I feel like if you go in 110% and you greet every customer and you this and
Yeah.
that, you'll push through.
Yeah, I think if you're yourself and if you're authentic, you'll push through. I think a lot of people, and like we were the same when we first opened. We were so worried about what everyone else was doing and try to, these guys are doing this, we should take a bit from there and take a bit from there and whatnot. Doesn't work that way.
Okay, tell me. So you're now 20 years old. You're working at Bar Biscotti.
Yeah.
And you said
18, 19.
19.
Yeah.
So you said an opportunity came up for a cafe, but as a 19-year-old, I mean, it's just
Yeah, so
you're still
okay, so we're absolutely not looking for anything. I was working at the cafe, and my brother's working at the restaurant. Oh, long story.
I want to hear it. Take us from the start.
Okay, so an article and a news story came out of a cafe in Darlinghurst, closed down. Owner made racist remarks about a certain barista. It sort of picked up in the media, and next thing you know, the shop's getting egged and it's closed down. La la la. Dad sees it. Dad sees opportunity. Dad rings my brother James. He's like, "This has happened. What do you reckon? Is this something that you'd be interested in? We'll go in. We'll make him an offer. You know, it's a mad corner location in Darlinghurst. Is it something that you and your brother would be interested in?" And at the time, it was something that we always like, oh yeah, like one day we'll open up a restaurant or a cafe together or something. But we were also 19 and 20, right? So it was not something that we were definitely looking at doing anytime soon. It just came up. Dad and James went, had a look, spoke with the owner at the time, and made him an offer. He rejected that offer. I was like, no, I'm not selling, not interested. I'm gonna reopen. It's all gonna be fine. I was like, all right, sweet. We walked away. James left his number, and then probably a few weeks later, we get a call back saying, I want to sell. I can't open up, this and that. So that's when we sort of were like, all right, do we actually want to do this? Like, is it something that we want to do? And we sort of like spoke to mum and dad, and they were very good in the sense that they backed us, and they were like, you guys can do it. We know you can do it. We trust you guys. They also gave us a sense of like, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're both 19, 20, living at home. We got you. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to pay board or rent or anything. Like, we want you guys to do this for yourselves. You can do it. And they sort of put that faith in us and that belief in us that we could do it. And yeah, next thing you know, we're like, yep, let's do it. Let's take it on. And yeah, few weeks later, a few twinges to the design of the shop and whatnot. Dad's obviously a builder, so he helped us out, do the fit out, fix up a few things, change the interior of the shop. Obviously, it was a closed down shop for the wrong reasons, so we wanted to come in with a fresh face, new brand, liven it back up a little bit.
What do you know?
Mind
about
you,
branding?
we had no idea what we were doing.
What's the brand about? Like, what were you?
The brand story. I got a text message from James at about 3 a.m. one morning. Mind you, we're like in the same bedroom at the time, and it was like Rusty Rabbit ? Because we were thinking of,
You still got the text somewhere back in the day.
Mate, honestly, I wish I did. It was like on the old Nokia.
You should frame that.
Honestly, I should.
Rusty Rabbit on the Nokia.
And I was just like, yeah, sounds good. Like, whatever. Sounds good at the time. Like, yeah, let's do it. And then he was very good with like design and all that sort of stuff.
Rusty Rabbit? Is there a meaning?
So Rusty came from the shop itself. So when we first walked in, it was like, it's an old sandstone building. It was everything inside was like trash. It was all, timber broken, and they went for like that very big rustic sort of feel and all that sort of thing. So that's where Rusty came from, and we try to think of a name that went along with that. And James's whole thing was he wanted to create a brand. He didn't just want to name a cafe; he wanted to create a brand. So when he said Rusty Rabbit, I was like, yeah, sounds good. And then he created like this little icon that you see everywhere, and the first one actually looked like a dog. So I'm going to tell him, he knows that. The first one he did look like a dog. It wasn't quite a rabbit. And then he made this one, and I was like, you know what? That works. And we just stuck with it. And it sort of evolved over time. You know what I mean? Like at the start, it wasn't, everyone always asks like, oh, where's the name come from? I think it's like this cool story or whatever.
Put the story
it's just
on.
like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It just sounded cool at the time, and we sort of ran with it. And yeah, I don't know. People like it, I guess.
So really, it was yourself and your brother, two people that went in, and your younger brother's too young.
He would have been, what was I, 19? He would have been like 13 at the time.
13 years old. Stay out.
Yeah.
So okay. So how many people did this place seat?
So it sits about 80 people.
Inside out.
50 inside and about 30 outside.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah.
And where did the food come from? Where did you?
So we had to hire a chef, a full team, all that sort of thing. Mum was always good in the kitchen. So guess what, Mum? You're in the kitchen day one with our chef at the time. She helped us like create the menu and bits and pieces. A lot of what I look back at what we did back then, and it's like, it's so bad. Like, I wish there's photos. I tried to find, so we just celebrated our 10 years last month, and I tried to find photos of the food from back when we first opened because I remember how bad it was.
What was the menu like?
Oh,
What was the
mate,
cuisine?
it was meant to be like this, modern
A
Australian,
little bit of za'atar.
little
here and
bit
there.
of Lebanese influence and
A
whatnot.
little bit
Like,
of za'atar.
we had like this Mediterranean board, which was literally like za'atar, olives, labna, cucumber, tomato. I'm like, bro, what were we doing? Like, yeah, and then we tried to then we lost our head chef after a really short amount of time, and then got someone else in.
How
So
did
we
that feel like when
that-
you're running a business and you got like,
Oh, it was hard. 'Cause we
You
were
feel like the world's
bro.
gonna
We had
crumble,
no
right?
idea what we were doing.
you probably
what I mean?
thought, that's it, we're done.
I remember the first day, we closed at 3, took us to like 7 o'clock to work out how to like close and clean and, wrap up the day and do the till and, everything. We were running the floor, had to jump in the back, do the dishes because the chef walked out and like, our kitchen hand, like no one really knew what they were doing. It was such a mess, but I guess that's how you start, right?
And being in a Lebanese family would have been shouting. There would have been this.
Oh, mate, it was full on, but you know what? Like, it was. I look back now, and that's just it's just the way it was back then, and we got there eventually. A lot of what we sort of tried to do in the early stages, as I was saying before, we looked at a lot of what everyone else was doing. Like, oh, we should do this, and we should do this, and we kept sort of chopping and changing what we were doing. We tried to be a little bit too fancy and tried too hard to be what we're not. And then it wasn't until we sort of streamlined everything that we then, found a bit of consistency in our menu and our service and all that sort of thing. So, yeah.
So, after 3 months, how are things looking? Is it busy?
Nah, not busy at all. People still thought the old guy owned it. So that was a challenge in itself. Because we were so young, people presumed that he was still the owner and then we were just like managing the business or like we were the new staff. So it took us a while to turn that corner and win over the community and, like convince people that, nah, this is us. This is who we are. This is what we're doing. You know what I mean? Whereas like to start off with, a lot of it was, a lot of bad sour taste from the community. So it took us a while for them not to get over it, but to move past it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then numbers wise was been shocking at the time. But we weren't
is that stressful? Is that
no, because I think our parents didn't let it be stressful. Like, it was never about the money for us, and like really, it's still not. Like, we genuinely loved what we were doing. You know what I mean? We weren't paying ourselves, but we weren't worried about it because it's the beginning of a business. We're living at home. We don't pay for anything when we're living at home because dad and mum make sure of that. So I think that like is a huge help in terms of allowing us to sort of just focus on, you guys can do this. You can build it up. You can build it up. You can get there, sort of thing.
you got to give yourself some credit because there's two ways that goes. You get on one side, you get a lot of kids out there that they're blessed with that backing.
Yeah.
And then they relax. But it sounds like you and your brother had the work ethic.
Yeah.
And you guys weren't chilling. I mean, hospitality is going to be
it's
the hardest thing.
It was
right?
every day. Like, for us, we were working every day. Like, those early days, we were both there every day. You know what I mean?
But back then, what are you thinking? You're like, oh, let's just pump up this business. Are you thinking another one? Are you what's going on in your head?
Nah, early stages, it was just like, this is it. We just need to make this work, pay our rent, and hopefully make a little bit of money along the way if we can afford to pay ourselves a wage. Like, I remember when we first were able to be like, yeah, we can pay ourselves a normal wage of, $500 a week. We were ecstatic. Like, that's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, that's mad. We're working for ourselves, getting paid $500 a week. Like, it was the best thing ever. We never really thought about much else. It was just, let's see where we can get it. We never, looking back, like back then, we never thought it would be anywhere near as busy as what it is now. We'd never thought that was possible. Like, in terms of like the numbers we were doing back then, like, we were like, this is, the most it can sort of make, because we didn't know any different, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, it was probably 6 months to a year in where we started, like getting like a little bit busier and whatnot. But at the same time, like the whole expenses side of thing and running a business, and I'd never had to pay taxes before. I never understood any of that. Like, I'm like,
You're
yeah,
still
we're
19
making,
years old, right? You're still
yeah, and like you don't learn this stuff in school per
No.
se, right? Like you don't understand business taxes, and you're thinking you're making all this money, and then it comes to the end of the quarter, and you're paying all this money back in tax and whatnot,
Yeah.
and you're just like, oh, okay, like so, what are we doing here? Just go around in circles. Yeah, and then I think about a year in, sort of had enough, and I was like, this isn't really working. We should sell it. La, la. Like me and my brother were like, sort of not off it, but like, oh, we should just sell it and do something else and go back to work. Like we were literally running our own cafe and then going to work at La Piazza of a nighttime still, both of us, because we couldn't afford to pay ourselves enough money. So we'd go work all week at the cafe, at our cafe that we owned, and then at nighttime, Friday, Saturday nights, go back and work at the restaurant that we used to work at, so we can both.
Did people recognize you at all? You're the guy from the cafe. People recognize
Oh, one's in Bankstown, one's in Darlinghurst. It's not really.
you're morphing.
Yeah,
You're going
like
from the
it's
Lebanese side, you go over
Well,
there and you got a bit bougie.
we were still living in Bankstown at the time, so for us it wasn't like, and like that was fun. It was a different sort of pace environment and whatnot, and we still had a lot of friends there and working there. So for both of us, it was like, yeah, if you want extra money, go work at the restaurant, but then still have to work at our own place, of course, and try build that up. But it was just what we had to do to get by at the time. You know what I mean?
But that would have been tough. I mean, early start, and then you get the prep, the setup. Then you got to hit the rush, and then the whole packer. You're exhausted then, and then to go again.
Yeah.
And to back it up in the morning.
Yeah. So I actually forgot that we used to do that. Just now talking about it, I was like, we used to actually do that.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Myself from a hospitality background, I get it. You get the morning shift, a lunch, and then working at Lauriston House, we used to do weddings.
Yeah.
Everyone leaves at 11. Now we got to pack down, and then we
Yeah.
got it packed up 2:50
Yeah, it's
the
full
next
on.
day.
Yeah.
Leave at 2 in the morning, and you hit the bed after a double triple shift.
Yeah.
You're like a sack of potatoes. You're like that.
Yeah.
You have the
Straight
best
out,
sleeps.
honestly,
The
like-
best sleeps.
Yeah, but that's what we were doing. Like at the time, we just worked around the clock. You know what I mean? We work all day. We'd leave the cafe at like 4, go home, start at the restaurant, go from like 6 to 10, 11 on a Saturday, go home, sleep, back to the cafe in the morning. But like I said, just what you had to do, right? Like,
Was there stress, or was it just like delusion of just like work, like no time to think about it? Or
well,
what was it?
it's hard to say, but we didn't really know much else, right? Like
Yeah.
all I've known growing up was just work hard, right? Like football background growing up, work hard, train hard, all that sort of stuff. Transitioned into hospitality, work hard. That's all I've sort of ever known. So it wasn't stressful. It was fun. It was weird. It was, I don't know, like it's hard to sort of explain looking back on it now. Like this is 9 years ago now. You know what I mean? So
yeah. As a 19, 20-year-old young hospitality, you're getting a few numbers. you
Yeah,
get a
like
bit of
it's
excitement.
Oh, I mean,
something
I was
different.
taken from just before we opened up the cafe. So I met my
To make it nice and clear to the
yeah,
camera.
I was
taken.
done. I met my now wife
Oh, that's awesome.
in 2000 and I'm in trouble here, but I'm going to say 2013. Yeah, so she's like we've been together since before we opened up the cafe, so she's been by my side from the very beginning. So yeah, shout out to her, been sort of
You go.
the backbone and the support that I sort of needed to just work, you know what I mean? Just do what you got to do. And
Yeah. Would she
And
come
she-
out and help out and back you?
she would every weekend actually. Most weekends she'd come out, help us out at the cafe. She'd work Monday to Friday, and then weekends she'd jump in, give us a hand, and do what she has to do as well. So
And what
it
impact?
was either that or she doesn't see me, so she had no choice to come in and hang out for a few hours and work. And
Well, what impact do you think having someone, a partner that supports you like that? What impact do you reckon it has on a man?
oh, it's great. Like for me, she was very very supportive, right? She was always like, whenever I sort of doubted what our capabilities were, and when in the early stages when we wanted to sell, she was like, you can do this. Like I remember when we hit like a milestone, which like I don't want to say financial numbers, but what we thought back then was like
we'll beep it.
it was, what we thought back then was a big thing.
Yeah.
We went out that night. We, had a few drinks. We thought this was the best thing ever, and it's like that was like a whole week of takings, and that is like the equivalent to 2 days now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like back then, that was huge. Like it was massive. We went out, celebrated, thought it was the best thing. Ivy pool, like
Ivy pool party.
Yeah,
20 years old. The cousins from Bankstown.
100%.
Running amok.
But no, she's been very good for us. Obviously me and my brother sort of, butt heads a lot as well. So having someone to sort of calm me down and, make me sort of realize that I'm not always right every time as well is good. So yeah.
You're not always right. We're never right, man. We're never right. You can't be right.
Oh, you can be right when it's your brother. when it's your missus, you're never right.
Always working on you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Anyway, shit, we keep nearly veering.
Yeah. Sorry.
So, all right, 1 year in, you've just kicked some goals.
Yeah.
So you're getting a little bit of excitement.
Yeah, we're starting to build some traction, which is good.
And time's on your side. I mean, you got 20 and 22-year-old.
Yeah.
What happens in the next year what happens next year?
We start getting a lot busier. So we sort of
at Darlinghurst.
This is just Darlinghurst at the time. We sort of dialed in on what we do and focused a lot more on like the service side of things. Real simple, everyday food that, good food people come and enjoy every day, not this fancy one-off places. Like we, you know what I mean? Like we just simplified our menu, dialed in on what we wanted to do and stopped making drastic changes. And then once we sort of built that connection with our community, the shop started to tick over and we started to, do well, like much better than what it was doing in the first year. And then, we had a really good team early on, and then an opportunity came up after about, I think, a year and a half in. An opportunity came up to open in Burwood, and for us, Burwood is where our family, friends, like all our school friends, families, where everyone is, right? Like that was like the central for us.
Whereabouts in Burwood again?
So it's called Emerald Square. So it was off Belmore Street.
Yeah.
It was one of the first big developments to go up back then. This was in 2000 and what would have been 16 or 17 maybe. So it was at the bottom of like a apartment building there. So we had an opportunity to open up there. We had saved money through Darlinghurst, so we're like, let's do this. We spoke with my cousin Peter, who was working with us at the time, and then we went into partnership with him for the Burwood Café. And the whole idea with that was to bring our cafe and our concept across to the inner west, where all our friends and family is, because everyone wants to support us, but we're in the city and so far, like if we go here, we're so close to everyone. You know what I mean? Like it'd be good to be closer to home and all that sort of stuff. And so I think I don't know if it was 2016 or 2017, we opened up in Burwood, and then that was probably at the time where Instagram and social media started to really grow, and started to be able to build a lot of traction through social media and what you post, and we started to work off that. You know what I mean? So bringing the brand across to Burwood, we opened and it was very, very busy to begin with, which was really cool. Just literally like family, friends, and everyone in the area. Like it was,
they knew.
Yeah, it was mad. So
the Khouries are in town.
That's it. And we were the first in that whole complex to open. So it was all brand new, and it's like right next to the plaza. So it was sort of a good stop off for everyone on the way through as well. We had Burwood for quite a while, up until about last year we sold Burwood.
You said something before, connecting with the community.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
So our connection with the community, it's like we sort of accepted that, you know, they sort of accepted us, right? Like they accepted that we're here, these young guys, they, you know, they've come in, they open up this cafe, like they're doing a good job, they're, you know, making good food, good coffee, making us feel welcome. And then we started to build rapport with our customers, and yeah, we just sort of built from that, and then started creating loyal customers. They'd come back. Like Darlinghurst is a very loyal community. Everyone that sort of lives around there, like they come through daily. It's not like a once a week thing. It's like an everyday sort of thing for us over there. Yeah, once we sort of just connected with everyone there and were ourselves and sort of grew up and matured as well, that definitely helped get along with everyone. So yeah,
it's a big thing in Australia, isn't it, when it comes to connecting with the community, building relationships.
Yeah.
In Australia especially, they actually had it was Starbucks, which has just dominated the whole of America, and Starbucks went, okay, this is easy, dominating America. Let's go to let's go down under. They went and
it's
they
not
came
the same
down
here.
and they went pumping him, and then it didn't work.
Yeah.
Because in America, it's not about that that relationship type. You know, barista, you have a chat, know your name and the rest of it.
Yeah.
It's more about you know, holding a nice special cup and then basically walking around with it. But in Australia, it doesn't work.
No.
We're more community based.
Yeah, 100%. I think like, you know, getting to know people, asking people their names, and, you know, getting to know their stories, where they are, like where they're from. Yeah, just connecting with people on like a personal level, being friendly with people, you know what I mean? That's been our biggest asset, is our customers, because then word of mouth, that's for us has been the biggest sort of marketing we did, especially early on, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Big time. Little buzzing in the back of the podcast. Can you hear that little buzz? I can see Tia wigging out. Is it? We'll move it this way, move it that way. Oh, it stopped. How did it stop? It must have been this. Shout out to Ryde. I could hear a slight buzz.
I saw you guys looking at each other. I was like, what's going on? Are we going to OT here?
Yeah, I'm like, what's that buzzing in?
Looking up there too.
Fridge is off. All right.
All good?
We're all good.
Yeah.
The buzzing stopped. All right, man. So we open up Burwood. You've got now 2 venues.
Yeah.
One out in Darlinghurst, one in Burwood. What, you guys splitting up 1-1?
Yeah, so James stayed predominantly in Darlinghurst, and then I'd float between both the Darlinghurst and the Burwood store. I think when we first opened, I spent a bit more time at Burwood. We had a really good team at Darlinghurst.
That's big. Team is
yeah,
big,
our team, like for us, has been like the consistency with our team has been our biggest asset over the last 10 years. We've had like guys that have been with us for 9, 8, 7 years, and for us, like that's been definitely the biggest thing, because then when I go back to community, like it's not a different person making their coffee every day. It's the same, you know what I mean? Like they're like friends with everyone because they've been around for so long. So I sort of split myself up between the two. James Ray stayed predominantly at Darlinghurst, and then Peter was at Burwood full time. And then we built a really good team at Burwood as well, with a lot of our friends and family like in that sort of area. So it allowed me to sort of bounce between the two, which was for me was mad, because like different environment, you know, different community, different groups of people, like meeting different people. Yeah, that was fun time, to be honest, back then.
Good stuff. And they're both cranking now?
Yeah, they're both doing like fairly well, which
what
was
are you doing
good.
with all the money, Joshua? Come on, there's money coming in. There's cash.
Well,
cash.
and
you're young.
Like it was good. I wasn't blowing it. I invested a little bit of it. So I bought my house. I bought a house back in 2017 or 2018, I think it was.
How old were you?
22, maybe.
That's mad.
I think. Is that right?
That is mad.
Does that add up?
Whatever, 22, 23,
23,
21,
something like
whatever, that's mad.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's hard these
bought a
days.
house back then, which done really well for us, and then um, me and James actually both bought an investment property as well,
Wow.
which was nice at the time. It didn't end up. We'll get to that story, but that ended up falling apart because it was off the plan, and then a few years down the track, this big COVID thing came up, and then there was a whole big debacle with that, so that wasn't fun. But yeah, so we were always sort of good with our money, saving our money, that sort of thing. At the same time, I did spend a lot. Like I was very before I sort of bought the house. I was, if I wanted something, I'd buy it. Never really sort of second guessed. Now I do. You know what I mean? Saving to get married as well at the time, and buy a ring and do all those sort of things as well. So
Oh my god.
that was always fun.
An engagement ring and then a wedding. And
Yeah.
a honeymoon.
Yeah,
Triple whammy.
yeah, everything.
It's not like you're upgrading the furniture or whatever to
No.
reinvest.
Yeah.
We're talking about
Well, there was a bit of both. Like I don't know. Look back now, it's like where did it all go? But yeah, no, it was good.
all right. So year number 4, what's going on?
Year 4,
When
where are we at?
COVID's hitting.
Yeah.
So you got 2 places when COVID hits.
No, I wish we had 2.
Yep.
So we opened Burwood. Not long after Burwood, we opened up a kiosk in Parramatta.
Okay.
So you asked where all that money went.
Yeah.
Went into that Westfields down the road here.
The Westfields. What's
Yeah,
in the
so-
inside?
Yeah, we opened up a kiosk next to where the Woolworths is in the Westfields.
I know the one.
Yeah.
Mr. Vitamins up there.
Yeah, up that way. Yeah. Where I don't know what's there now. You know where Thirsty Monkey is?
Yeah, yeah.
It backed on. It's that spot, like not
That's
where
some
Thirsty.
popcorn little thing there too.
Yeah, near there, like
Yeah.
near that way. It was sort of a sub branch of the Rusty Rabbit called the
Okay.
Rosy Rabbit.
The Rosy Rabbit.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
a much more simplified concept. All sort of like mostly sort of coffee and pre-made stuff, and it did not do well at all.
Why is that? I mean, you apply community.
Yeah.
You apply your knowledge. Why didn't that work? If you can pump the other 2.
It's hard to say why it didn't work. Like I look back now and I'm like, did we put in the effort that was probably required for that? No.
What do you mean by that? You weren't there, or
We were there, but we didn't want to be there. If I'm being honest, I hated it. Like it was like working there in the shopping center, indoor every day, when I know there's like these fun cafes that we've also got on the other side of town. Like it wasn't fun. Like I didn't enjoy it. You know what I mean? So then, and we weren't busy, which was not enjoyable. Losing money, not enjoyable. All the money we're making from the other stores was getting thrown into this one that was losing money and
tell me about the
paying
rent.
high rent, and
The rent,
you know what I mean. So it was sort of like we had it for a year, and then we ended up having to just close it down and just throw a lot of money in to pay off the lease and wash our hands of it and walk away. So,
Wow, to pay
yeah.
off a lease.
Yeah.
And just go.
See you later.
But what happens to a cafe owner that doesn't have 2 other ranking venues? Does that mean you lose your house? That means you lose your this, your that, you're in the dumps?
We're very lucky not to. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like we're lucky in the sense that we had the sort of right people around us to help us out in terms of the legal side of things. You know what I mean? Like not so much getting out of it, because we still had to pay to get out of it, but you know what I mean? And sort of lucky that we had these other cafes that were still generating income for us to then, be able to sustain it for the year and whatnot. So
It's
yeah, it
ballsy.
was not a fun time.
It's
That's for
it's
sure.
it's ballsy. I mean, to be going out there and to be dropping all that money.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the only way you learn, right? Like I've lost a lot of money now, like over the years. So like now I don't want to say I'm numb to it, but it's not. I've learned that it's just money at the end of the day.
losing sleep, eh?
Like like at the time, don't get me wrong, I was like, I couldn't believe it. Like this is, we had such a good thing going, and then we've gone to do this thinking it's going to be this little successful pocket rocket in a very busy Westfields, and like you sold a dream, right? Definitely wasn't the case.
But you know what? It is the hard part of the Westfields.
Yeah.
Oh,
Looking back now, and when we were there, I was like,
at the time,
this
going
ain't
Woolworths,
it. You know
like,
what I mean?
old people shop at the Woolworths.
Yeah.
and then
It definitely wasn't our crowd. It wasn't our yeah.
Yeah. I hear.
Good times.
So after that, we must be getting towards COVID.
Yeah. So we closed down.
Do you remember the date?
No.
It was like a March.
Got out of there as
March
quick as I could,
12th.
bro.
Something.
No, it was the end of. It was the end of 19.
End of 9.
Yeah, I think it was the end of 19 or very early 2020.
You went on TV and you saw the announcement, lockdown.
So we had.
I mean, you probably confused.
We had actually just opened our Epping and our St Leonard's store.
Another two.
Gosh. Yeah. Which wasn't meant to be another two, like within a week of each other, but they sort of ran into each other in terms of construction timelines and whatnot.
Is that your dad?
No. This the actual buildings themselves, like both underneath apartment blocks and whatnot. One was meant to finish 6 months before the other one, and then they ended up just running into each other. So they both opened. I think it was maybe after the first COVID, before the second round.
Right.
Yeah.
So say that again. They opened after COVID.
Was trying to think.
During COVID, they what happened when COVID hit? What was going on?
COVID hit, and we closed. I remember we were sitting down at my cousin's wedding when we found out that tomorrow, no hospitality venues to trade, only takeaway only, and we were sitting there and we're like, you know what? Tomorrow we're going to close and we'll work this thing out from tomorrow, and then we ended up just
on with the Lebo drums.
We just kicked on, and then next thing you know, we'll just open for coffee and just sort of had to adapt. And to be honest, like looking back now, COVID for us was like the pause that we probably needed. It was the stop that we probably needed to consolidate everything, narrow in our focus on, good coffee, good food, quality, looking after people. We actually did very well during COVID, especially in our Darlinghurst store, because we had that core community, you know what I mean? So because we were already engaged with everyone, they'd come through every day, coffee, eggs, milk, bread. We were selling anything you could think of, we were selling it, you know what I mean? And then,
one of those ones, little shopping.
Oh, mate, you'd walk in and we just have literally all our produce was out, whatever someone could buy, whatever we had in stock, in store, we'd sell, because we were still running takeaways, and we were running Uber Eats, obviously, and that then started running at like a very high click, and we're running at the store with like 2 people. It was crazy times. I wasn't so hands-on during COVID because I was living out of the area. So the travel, my brother was walking distance from Darlinghurst.
Oh, that's right. We had that travel.
Yeah. So it was all this, like I was living out in Croydon Park, and it was a different LJ, and oh mate, I can't even remember what we were doing back then. But
the radius, you can't go outside the dome.
Yeah, and like we had guys that were working for us for so long, and we wanted to keep them employed, so we allowed our staff to keep working as much as possible. Obviously, there was the JobKeeper subsidies and whatnot, so everyone was like working that little bit just to stay sort of involved and connected and give each other something to do. I remember we had a few boys, few Indonesian boys that I think they couldn't get the JobKeeper because their visa or something, but like these guys need to work, so we still had them working because they need to be looked after as well. So yeah,
100%. It was tough. And during that COVID time, how many shops once again did you have?
We either had the 2 or we had the 4. I can't remember if we opened up St Leonard's and Epping. I think it may have been after the first round of COVID.
Right.
Yeah.
So second round of COVID.
Yeah.
How'd that go down?
Easy. Yeah.
You knew
Plug and play. Knew what to do.
Yeah.
It was mad. That was really good because it was just like, all right, we knew what to expect. We didn't know how long it was going to go for. I remember the second was it the second round that was like a very long period of time, but we just, flick of a switch, everything sort of transitioned back into the takeaway, and yeah, it was good for us. But then when we got out of COVID, we had such a big takeaway trade, and then top that with our dine-in trade and everything. So we came back stronger than what we'd ever been. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, it wasn't the case for a lot of other hospitality venues.
Yeah, it was. So we got very lucky because we got very lucky with certain stores. So for example, our Darlinghurst store, we got rent relief. Our Burwood store, we didn't get rent relief. We got deferred rent. So when we got back from COVID, we had to pay double rent. But our Burwood store relied heavily on all the offices and trades that were around, especially during the week. So we got back from COVID and none of them are there. We're paying double rent, making half the amount of money. So that's why Burwood sort of took a bit of a hit once we sort of transitioned back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Deferred.
Yeah.
So it just builds up and it's even shitter.
Yeah. So you just, yeah.
That's not relief. That sucks.
It's just you don't have to cop it now, but you're gonna cop it later.
Double.
Yeah.
Double.
Yeah.
And no one comes back to offices.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so business has been fun. It's had its ups and downs. It's been a hell of a ride, but yeah.
Where are you at now with stores?
Where we're at now. So we sold Burwood middle of last year. We sold Epping at the beginning of last year. So now we have our Darlinghurst store, our St. Leonard's store, and we actually just opened up in London
What the hell?
in about August this year.
What the hell?
I know.
Why London? How London?
I don't know. Honestly, it was one of those things where it was an opportunity that came to us that at first we sort of knocked it back, and then it sort of started to ramp up a little bit. It was a very good opportunity for us. The deal was really good for us to go over, set it up, bring our brand across there. The site was amazing. We've got a business partner over there who set up the whole thing. So
Was he from Sydney or something?
He's actually from Brisbane, but he was living in Sydney. He was been a customer of ours from when we first opened. He moved to London about 4 or 5 years ago, and he's been living there. And he runs all sorts of different businesses over there and internationally. And he was always like, "We've got to do something." And then earlier this year, I'm trying to think timeline wise, it would have been earlier this year, he sort of came to us and was like, "I've got a really good opportunity for a cafe in Westbourne Grove near Notting Hill. I think we'll do really well there. I really want to do something, blah, blah. You guys need to come have a look at this thing. We really got to do this." And he sent us all this information and we sort of spoke about it. I mean, at first I was so against it. I was like, I don't want to do it. It's too much. It's too hard. It's a
long way.
It's a big thing, right? It's not Liverpool. It's London. And I was very comfortable and content with what we had here. And then the more I sort of thought about it, spoke to people around me, my wife, my family, and whatnot, obviously my brother, my business partner, the more I was of the mind that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to put yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit and try something that this will never sort of come around again. You know what I mean? So I flew over to London, had a look at the site, gave it the all clear, came back home. My brother flew over for about what would have been 6 weeks, and then my dad flew over with him to go do the construction and fit out and start that side of things. And then in July this year, me, my wife and daughter flew over for 2 months.
Your daughter? How old's your daughter?
She's 2.
How'd we miss that?
I don't know. We haven't got there yet. Yeah, COVID. No, joking.
COVID. There's a big baby boom in COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. So July this year, we went over for 2 months, set it up, hired a team, you know, did the whole training and really dove into the business, like had to dive into who we are, what we do, how we do things. You know, I've never had to do that before, because whenever we've hired staff and everything here, it's just, oh, you know, this is us, this is what we do, you know, let's go. You know what I mean? You can see it, it's there. Whereas over in London, I had to, you know, really bring our brand across, bring our identity across, make them understand who we are, what we do, who our people are, the atmosphere we're trying to create, the environment we're trying to create, the service we're trying to provide, the level of food and coffee, the way we do things, not the way they do things over there. Like, we want to do things our way. So it's been like, it was a huge challenge, but honestly, it was probably the most personally rewarding sort of experience I've had to do over the past 10 years. So it was really cool.
How's it going in London now?
It's doing all right. The weekends are like super busy. They do really, really well on the weekend. During the week, it's sort of touch and go. It's very different, culturally very different. That area, like where we are, it's very much like a weekend destination for people to go and have brunch. So on the weekends, they do really, really well. My brother actually just got back this week. He was there for 2 weeks just to go in, visit, see how things are going, you know, teach them a few new things and whatnot, and make sure everyone's doing the right thing. So it's good. It's it's fun. It's hard. It's a lot of work. Obviously, like being complete opposite time wise, like we finish work here, they're starting. So it's just nonstop, around the clock, sort of, you know, has its ups and downs as well. It's early stages of business. We've been open for what would be 4 months now. So
Wow.
they're still sort of finding their feet and, you know, everything, but they're doing well. They're doing a good job over there. So
Crazy. So currently 3.
3, yeah.
So what does your weeks look like, man? Are you 7 days a week, morning to night? Do you have days off? What's it look like?
I've taken a bit of a backward step in terms of the day-to-day actually in the cafes. So I work probably 3 days in the cafe, and then I look after a lot of the
Which one? Where can people find you?
Darlinghurst.
Darlinghurst, the OG.
If I'm there, if I'm working, I'm at Darlinghurst.
All right.
Yeah. I pop into St Leonard's every now and then just to check in on the guys and, you know, say hello, but they do such a good job there, and, you know, I don't really have to go there too often, which is great.
Cool.
Darlinghurst is my baby. That's my bread and butter. So I try to be there at least 3 days a week. We've also got a coffee cart. So I run the events for the coffee carts and catering and that sort of stuff. So I'm doing a lot more of that this year, and want to be doing a lot more of that next year as well, which is good because then it gets me out of the cafe and meeting new people, transitioning into, you know, events and different sort of industries and that sort of thing as well. So I do that, and then I'm a part-time stay-at-home dad as well. So that's fun. My wife works full-time now, so I'm with my daughter a few days a week, and then she joins me at the cafe if I need to go in.
And what does your wife do?
My wife is a business manager at HSBC. So she works at head office in Barangaroo. She works there full-time, and yeah, it helps us out when we need a hand on the weekends as well. And yeah. So,
Cool, man.
yeah, she works
There's a lot
hard.
going on. And,
Yeah.
and again, you're 29 years old.
Yeah.
You've done a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Getting there.
so one piece of advice you'd give to a 10-year-old Joshua, what would it be?
Oh, 10-year-old Josh. What was 10-year-old Josh doing?
You were out in
Out in Bankstown.
tackling your brother on concrete.
Yeah, definitely. I'd probably tell myself to back myself a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like personally, like in the terms of whatever challenges you sort of face and are going to face, you're gonna get through it and it's gonna be all right. You know what I mean? Like it's not nothing's unachievable, and not everyone's path's the same. So you got to sort of, you know, carve out your own path. But if you want something and you work hard enough for it, you will get there. It just, you're gonna get there one way or another, sort of thing. Yeah, I'd say that.
Well said. That's nice to hear, isn't it? Well said. Well said. Everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah, like you know, like we've gone through so many sort of ups and downs in business, life, you know, property, bits and pieces that, like, I look back now and I'm like, still here. Like, we're good. Like, everything's, you know. So yeah.
But you're 29. Your brother's young too. You guys are, I mean, got to be to earn a chain of venues. You got to be on the younger side in the market.
Yeah.
Where do you see Rusty Rabbit in 5 years' time?
It's an interesting question, if I'm being honest. I don't know. The Rusty Rabbit provides such a great lifestyle for me at the moment that I that's why I love it so much. It's part of the reason why I love it so much. But for how long, I don't know. I can't answer that now. You know what I mean? 5 years, I think, yeah, definitely I'll still be there. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I always felt that one day eventually probably transition into something different, but what that is, I'm not sure yet.
Wow,
You know what I
are we
mean?
talking different industry or what?
Maybe not a different industry, but maybe transition from the cafe side of things into a restaurant and something like as you sort of, grow with age. Like I know my brother's always wanted to do a restaurant or, something like that. So that could be on the cards. Or, continue the business. I want to be able to help other businesses and do all that side of thing as well. Like provide our experiences and our knowledge of what we learned and won and lost over the years to people who are starting out and whatnot as well.
Man, I see that in you.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
What I'm getting is you're very calm, composed, positive, and you look at things from a very, very simple, open space.
Yeah.
It is calming.
Yeah,
You're walking into
thanks.
someone's business and basically working through things systematically because business is hard.
Yeah, for sure.
You've got competitors trying to take your cake. You've got people trying to get you over. You get the odd bad review.
Yeah.
It happens. All right.
Oh, we don't look at those ones.
Yeah, they don't look at those ones.
Yeah.
It's not. It's positive.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good outlook because you talk to so many individuals in the hospitality world, and it's grim.
Yeah, well, like it's hard, man. It's not easy. Like you said, your family's come from that background. Like it does have its moments, but I think if you love it and you enjoy it, you genuinely enjoy it. And like for us as well, we've got a very good group of people, a very good team. So going to work every day for us, for them, like they love it just as much as we do. You know what I mean? So yeah, it definitely helps with the process of things.
So what I'm hearing is from a young age, you always on the right side. You were with your cousins playing footy. Kept things simple. You ambitious in school and striving for a top position in the sporting field. But really, when you left the sporting world, you still had that same champion mindset. You took that into the hospitality world, that grind, that hard work, and basically push through, just like you push through your injuries. You push through all the ups and downs. You kept positive, and went on an absolute roller coaster with the good, the bad, and the ugly. With rolling the dice, opening up cafes, left, right, and center. And overcame the adversity of COVID, and obviously after all of that, you still rolled the dice on the opportunity of London, which just sounds like it's doing amazing. You got a 2-year-old daughter, working a number of days per week at home. You got that family man mentality, and 29-year-old Joshua. I think we run it back in 10 years. I think you're.
Why not? See how we go. See how 4-year-old Josh is doing.
I think I don't know. Wherever you're gonna be, it's gonna be a story.
I'm sure it will be.
I get the feeling that you're not gonna chill. I get the feeling that there's gonna be more. There's gonna be more turns in this journey.
I feel like there will be too, if I'm being honest. But where, I don't know.
All right, we'll run it back. We'll probably have a few more wrinkles. Stay tuned. 2034 stories unlocked.
Thank you, man.
episode.
Thanks for having me.
Season
Appreciate it.
thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. It's an honor.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Been watching your stuff. I'm a fan. I've been watching your stuff for many, many years, and it's great to have you in the presence. You played it humble the whole time, but you can give yourself a massive pat on the back. You've inspired a lot of people in the hospitality world.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, well, that's a wrap. Thank you for coming on. I'm going to shake your hand, man.
I'll jump up.
Oh, God.